Good afternoon, Civitans, and our guests today. Also to the people who will be watching this on our internet feed for the candidate forum for the North Carolina legislature. We are honored today to have guests, all of the candidates for the House districts. What we're going to do is we're going to start with 2-minute introductions, and I think what we can do is we'll start by rotating afterwards with questions, and we'll give 60 seconds on the first question to be answered, and we'll see if that's enough time. We can add to it in subsequent questions. Senator Clark, would you like to begin with an introduction? Last but not least, Representative Jane Whilden, who represents House District 116.
Thank you very much for allowing me to be here today. I appreciate it. It's good seeing some of my former neighbors and some of my present neighbors, I guess you could say. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve those of you in my district. I've truly enjoyed the experience. It's been very tough, but I have enjoyed it. As we've discussed, or as the others have discussed, this is a very difficult and challenging time. But there is good news. North Carolina has a balanced budget. We made the largest cuts in money and in percentages in the state's history. The amount of money spent per capita has gone down. North Carolina is one of only 7 states that has a AAA bond rating. This is not an easy rating to get. CNBC just named North Carolina the 4th best state in the U.S. for business. Site Magazine says it's the best place to open a business. Our university system is absolutely incredible. It's the envy of the whole country. Our public schools, many are very good, but we still have a lot of work to do. I am an advocate for education, and I have a commitment to businesses. Yesterday, I was very proud to be standing in the room when we announced our new business that is coming to South Asheville. Hopefully that business will be expanding very, very soon, in addition to the 156 jobs that it's bringing. Once again, my name is Jane Whilden. I represent District 116. I've lived in Buncombe County for 17 plus years. I have 3 children that have gone through the public school system, been married for 30 years, and it's the end of right now. So I will talk to you in a minute. Thank you.
I'm going to start with a question because I think the testimony of this club, the importance of education is absolutely crucial, is why we give out $21,000 in scholarships to high school graduating, or student graduating from each of our 7 public high schools in Buncombe County. So I think that speaks to our commitment to public education. My question is, and you each touched on education and jobs, but how do you plan to maintain continuous improvement for our public schools, community colleges, and our world-class university system?
It's a long question for 60 seconds, but let me try. One of the ways that we are trying to be we're trying to we cut our budget this last time as much as we could. We did our best to preserve education. A lot of what we did in this past session is we did a lot of policy. We handled a lot of policy bills that had to do with policies for the schools, and we hope those will help bring our schools forward. I personally have been endorsed by the teachers, by the NCAE, and they rated the legislators, and I'm very proud to say I got an A. Those that got A+, I believe there may be one at the table, or those that moved some legislation forward, and I was not privileged to handle some of that legislation this last time, but hopefully I will in the future. Our university system is the true bedrock of what our state is all about. We've got to keep our university system strong so that we will be able to train our citizens, okay, for the jobs of the future.
The question would be, obviously the economy is just incredibly important. The recession that began in 2007, everyone has seemed to say that it's the deepest recession since the Great Depression. I believe that North Carolina lost 20% of its revenue, partly by losing the headquarters for Wachovia Bank, going back to California for Wells Fargo, a lot of high-paying jobs, a lot of other things that were paying in revenue into the state's budget to pay for education, to pay for economic development. The question following on that, as we come out of the recession, what is the proper role of government and what should we be doing to bring in more business to our state?
Wait 10 seconds and then start, okay? Okay, lots of comments here. I've been serving on the Small Business Interim Committee. I've also served on the International Business Committee and have been working and pushed through legislation that's been helping small businesses, some tax incentives and some tax breaks. I work very hard to save the incubator at AB Tech. The business that Susan mentioned a while ago started at AB Tech in the incubator. No, they don't have chickens there. They actually have lots of interesting products that are being, I guess you could just say, made up and started there. Lots of small businesses. It's a great organization. If there's any way you can get someone to come and speak on that, it's a very interesting concept. The comment about giving incentives to companies coming in, NIPRO that announced their expansion yesterday has been here in Buncombe County since the early 80s. So they were already here, but they were giving some incentives after they work on their expansion. So it's not an outside company, it's a company that's been here since the 1980s. This year, the legislature fully funded community colleges. And yesterday, to go back to NIPRO, the announcement, AB Tech received over $250,000 to train workers for NIPRO. We are working through the community colleges to help businesses to make sure they get the employees that they need.
But I'm going to go ahead and give you each 90 seconds for a closing remark. I'm going to begin with Susan and go this way and then come back this way so that we...
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. I'm going to stand up. I feel like I'm losing you folks over there. I'm sorry. For 7 years, I worked in the governor's office. I handled constituent concerns. I listened to what the people in this county in western North Carolina were concerned about. The maze of state government, the maze of federal government was very upsetting and frustrating for many people. And I've helped a lot of people work through that maze. I've been active in the community. I've been active at the church whose ceiling fell down at Central United Methodist Church. And I love that church. I've been a Bible school director, Bible school teacher, Sunday school teacher. All 3 of my children went through there. My husband has taught the high school Sunday school class. So that lets you know how devoted we are to our church. Been head of Big Brothers Big Sisters for Western North Carolina, the Girl Scouts, worked at Mission Hospital, worked with Memory Care, and have judged Odyssey of the Mind. I'm also on the board of visitors at UNC Chapel Hill. Sorry about that, George. I didn't go to Duke. But anyway, I'm also on the Parents Council at UNC Chapel Hill, and now I'm on the Parents Council at Appalachian State. I am a full-time representative for you. This is what I'm doing with my life. This is what I want to do, and this is what I think I do very well. Again, my name is Jane Whilden.
And thank you to the candidates. We thank you for being here. We especially are proud because our pledge as Civitans is to vote in every election. All of our principles are based on civic involvement and support for our country and our principles. We thank you because without you and your service in all the forums that you've mentioned, this state would not be as great as it is. And that goes for the generations of people who've come before us and for all the work that this club has done and we hope to do in the future. So we ask anyone who's watching this to come join us on Tuesdays at noon at Trinity Episcopal Church. Our membership is open. We look forward to having new members, and we would look forward to you coming and visiting with us. This will be on the internet, and you're welcome to, we'll send you a link to it, and you're welcome to share it.